Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for the Cuckoo's Fiancé, Chapter 62. When we last left our heroes, Hiro and Erika went on a shopping trip, leaving Nagi supposedly home alone, which he chose to celebrate by hanging out at the pool, naked. That didn't work because Sachi came home from school early, which led to a conversation about a stray cat Sachi had picked up, leading to a discussion about a cat that she had picked up when they were kids, that Nagi had somehow forgotten that they had kind of given to the family next door, which I'm 90% sure is Aya's family. So there's some growing mysteries about why Nagi seems to remember absolutely nothing about Aya. But then the writing, as I kind of pointed out, got really, really good, as Sachi sort of dealt with the simultaneous, maturity and childishness of sort of wanting Nagi to officially choose Erika, to, in her own words, stop stringing Hiro along, but also kind of stop stringing her along, while simultaneously wanting Nagi to just never get married if she's never going to get married, all of which is dragged down by the fact that they are siblings! For Christ's sake, Yoshikawa! So that kind of dichotomy sort of butt up against each other for the bulk of last chapter, but all of that kind of dissipated when Erika came home, revealing that Hiro had apparently been kidnapped. So that long-ass previously on out of the way, let's jump right on in, as we open straight into a flashback. During the shopping trip, as Erika was looking at her phone, next we should go... It's a bit of a walk, well, why don't we go to this shop I know? And he turns to Hiro, oh, I know. This time I'll pick out some clothes that suit you. And we see, Hiro being led into a car by a bunch of men in suits. I don't remember if I brought this up last time. My thinking here is that it's going to be tied to her mystery fiancé at last. Anyway, 60-second foul, we'll make our own destiny. And Erika's sort of stunned. Huh? And Hiro looks at her, and then Erika drops her bags. Wait, what's going on? If this is a kidnapping, you should take me. Daddy will pay any amount of ransom. I really like that as a character choice for Erika. That, she knows she'll be fine. She's willing to get kidnapped, to protect Hiro. Even because as scary as a kidnapping would be, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. In the end. But there's just this kind of long silence, as Hiro and the men sort of look at her, and Hiro says, "You've got it wrong, Erika-chan." Huh? Sorry this had to be so sudden. Thanks for everything. And she just she smiles sadly, gets in the car, and the car drives off. And Erika calls, "Wait, Hiro-chan! What's happening?" And we see a woman in Japan, I think that's the passenger seat. So in the passenger seat. That woman, is she Hiro-chan's mother? And after that, apparently the Uminos just snap at her. That's not a kidnapping. Huh? Really? Oh, right, because Hiro would run away from home. So I guess her family just kind of came back for her. So I'm curious how much that's going to stick. If Hiro, because I imagine there's going to be some kind of repercussions now. Now that the Segawas kind of have Hiro back, are they going to sort of limit her ability to interact with Nagi, Erika, and Sachi, or is it going to kind of go back to the status quo of earlier in the series? I don't know. We'll have to kind of wait and see. Anyway, it's not a kidnapping. Huh? Really? And I love just how kind of the exhaustion that kind of come over Nagi and Sachi, as they were kind of probably brought up into a sort of heightened emotional state, just sort of be let down by it was her mom. Parents don't typically kidnap their own children, but they just suddenly came out of nowhere and pushed her into a car. And Sachi tells her, isn't that just them taking their runaway daughter back home? You watch too many movies. And Sachi sighs. Anyway, that's a relief. Erika-chan just got the wrong idea. But then Nagi sort of comments, but I thought for sure that her parents more or less acknowledged her staying here. Sachi counters, she really meant war when she said it, didn't she? And then I think this is Sachi's line, but there's something about this. For her to suddenly disappear just like this, it's a really lonely feeling. Even though it was just for 4 days, I really wanted her to tutor me some more. The competition's gone now. And Nagi asks, competition? That's sort of Sachi playing her hand a little more than I thought she would in front of especially Nagi. Because the competition there is directly referring to her and Hiro's competing feelings for Nagi, which again, y'all know my thoughts on that. Also, we get a little bit of a reminder that it's only been 4 days since Hiro moved in. Anyway, back to the actual plot. Someone says, we need to give her back her luggage. And Erika looks at her phone. Yeah, but she isn't reading any of her messages. And my calls aren't getting to her either. And that kind of gets Nagi's attention. And then Sachi says, that's right, didn't Hiro-san say she ran away from home because she was going to meet her fiance? Right, I forgot that was actually her motivation. Nagi stands up. So it was like that. The pieces are all in place. This is a chance to turn a losing position around. So it looks like Nagi wants to turn this into like a rescue mission. The first thing that comes to mind, though it's been several years since I last read it, is like the Marika rescue arc from Nisekoi. Which I think that was also about her marrying an arranged suitor, right? It's been many a year since the Marika rescue arc came out, and I've not read it since. But anyway, I'm just kind of keeping that in the back of my mind. I also don't know if this is going to turn into a big, double-digit chapter arc, like that did, especially given how few chapters are in Cuckoo right now. But anyway, let's hang back and see. And Sachi's just kind of stunned. What are you talking about? And then Erika seems to have the idea. You mean when Hiro-chan and your fiance meet in person? So what she said, she meant... And we flash back to what Hiro said. Thanks for everything. We'll never get to see her again? That's, It seems like Erika is not quite reacting to what Nagi said. Because Nagi's line there is, full of confidence. Excuse me. But Erika's sort of down in the dumps after that. But then Erika turns to Nagi. What do we do, Nagi-kun? I don't want that to happen. Nagi tells her, full of determination, I won't let it. I'm headed out. Wait, Nagi-kun? And Erika stops him. Is that okay? If you're going to try, you'll be meddling with Hiro-chan's destiny. Are you prepared for that? I mean, it's very directly what Hiro would want, as we saw back in 57. But Nagi sort of takes that all in, and I'm curious how much of Erika's reaction here is kind of she clearly wants to see Hiro again. But this bit of, are you prepared for meddling with Hiro-chan's destiny? I'm curious how much of that is sort of colored by her reaction, by her experience having such a happy engagement. She's really happy with Nagi. And I think that might have potentially sort of colored her view on arranged marriages in general. Maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of sort of applying my own theories to characters. But Nagi just says, I don't have a choice. Then we cut to what I'm assuming is the Segawa Shrine. We see an image of the sky, like a cicada, and something in Japanese, which gives me the vibe of Hiro's family shrine. And yeah, Nagi has now arrived at the Segawa Shrine, and now he's just shivering. That being said, I came here with so much resolve, but now what do I do? I sort of lets out a breath. No, just calm down. Approach the gate from the front and announce myself. So long as I can talk, I should get through to them. With good manners and honesty. I mean, okay, that's a stretch, I'll say. But we see Nagi's announcement. I'm in love with Segawa-san. Please won't you reconsider her engagement? And in Nagi's ideal world, that just works. Her mom just says, well, if you insist. Which, of course, is all assuming that they don't find out that Nagi has a fiance. But okay. I'm sure her mother will understand. And then he has his pie in the sky image of Hiro. Umino-kun, I love you. And Nagi is just like, gives himself a little bit of a fist pump. That's it. Perfect image training. Let's go. And he walks in. The entrance to the residence should be over here. And we see a sign pointing to the visitor entrance. Back then, I decided. And we flash back to Soichiro, Papa Amino. I think Soichiro was his name, right? Saying, I'm looking forward to it. Your marriage. I'm going to try to escape destiny. So is Nagi simultaneously seeing this as a sort of counter to his own engagement? That seems to be what it is. That by helping Hiro out of her engagement, he can help himself out of his own engagement. Not just because his idea for getting Hiro out of her engagement is for her to fall in love with him, but also because if one arranged marriage can be stopped, maybe his own can too. Possibly. Again, I'm just kind of spitballing here. I'm going to try to escape destiny. And he barges in. Excuse me! And he sees just this guy sort of standing there. Yes? And he apologizes. Sorry, you must be somewhere else. He tries again. Excuse me! He's an older woman. May I help you? And here, Nagi's kind of like beat there. He has no idea where she is at this point. Segawa-san, where could she be? She not here? But behind him, a group of people walks. I think that's Hiro in the middle. Yeah, he notices the movement, turns around, and he sees Hiro. Wait! Segawa-san! And he calls out to her. And there is our money shot for the week. Hiro turns back, openly crying. I love the way that, like, for so many of these money shots, Yoshikawa really, really draws attention to the background. You know, the backgrounds are really detailed, really gorgeous. She's, as I've said for, 60 videos now, a fantastic artist. But this time, everything cuts away. Because in this moment, nothing else matters to Nagi except for Hiro right here. And as I've said, I'm a Nagi area shipper first and foremost. But God, what a fucking moment right here. That's just some good shit. That's some good just like storytelling and art right there. And Nagi's sort of stunned. And Hiro like wipes her tears away. Huh? Umino-kun? Why? She sort of looks at him confused. And Nagi we see is shaking his clenches his fist. No. I take back what I said. I won't just try to escape destiny. Okay, I'm guessing that's going to come in with our title line in a second, because we're running out of pages for We'll Make Our Own Destiny, which is a sensible follow-up to that line. But Hiro's mom kind of stops her. Come along, Hiro. I'm curious how she feels about Nagi. Because I imagine, if the gang is right about what Hiro is doing here, I imagine Hiro knows why Nagi is here. Assuming it's not going to be some kind of gag where something else is going on. Hiro knows what Nagi's doing here. But I'm curious what Mama Segawa thinks. Maybe we'll see, maybe we won't. Anyway. And Hiro kind of looks back at Nagi one last time, sadly, and turns around. Of course. And we come back into Nagi's headspace. I'll face it head on. And he chases after the party. And he grabs... our second money shot of the week. Good shit, Yoshikawa. He grabs Hiro by the arm. We'll make our own destiny. Doing the same thing she did back on page 17, with everything else kind of cutting away. I also love at the bottom of page 20, the only background we see is sort of what's directly around the Segawa party. Because, it's a very, very literal depiction of tunnel vision. Nagi is solely focused on them, everything else fades away, and when he catches up to her, everything does fade away. It is just the two of them. That's just some fantastic storytelling and art right there. Along with, I love the art style she pulls out for these money shots. I complained once about how flat the anime looked. And I wish the anime had a bit more what we've seen of the anime at least had a bit more shading, almost like this in color. My point being, this spread is great. My one complaint with it, though, is that somehow Nagi has ended up in front of Hiro, which I'm not quite sure how he managed that, rather than just, like, grabbing her from behind. But that's not really the point. That is in no way the point of this spread. It's just really good. We'll make our own destiny. And he flashes back to what Hiro said to him, like, back in chapter the teens or something. Umino-kun, just try and change my destiny. And then we end with them running away. Seemingly, Hiro coming with him, willingly. For his beloved, everywhere and anywhere. Next time, the results of their elopement, but first, how Nagi and Hiro first met. Okay, if there was any chapter to make me a Nagi Hiro shipper, this is the one. Because holy shit, this chapter. Kind of took all of the good parts I had to say about last time and got rid of the incest shit. It's just strong writing, but even more than strong writing this time, artistically, this chapter is fantastic. I love what Yoshikawa is doing just with backgrounds in these last few pages, and it would not work if she was not just so good at having just very detailed backgrounds. If you look in the background of like any of these pages, especially once we hit the shrine, the shared house is not exactly super complex in its design, so it's still a pretty big deal that she, gives full backgrounds for this more often than not, when they're sitting in the house. But the shrine just has so much going on, and it's, most of the time is fully depicted. And then just to see it cut away in that moment, when he sees Hiro crying, and that's the only thing that matters. That's just good shit. That is just good shit. And that's kind of my thought of this entire fucking chapter. This is some good shit. God, this is a fantastic chapter. Holy shit. Holy shit, this is good. I don't really have a whole lot else to say beyond holy shit, this is really good. God. Yeah. I don't really have anything else. I cannot wait to see what happens, how this is all going to shake up. Definitely is going to shake, there's going to be a reaction. He's kidnapping a shrine maiden at the moment. Seemingly on the way to, an engagement ceremony of some kind. The little blurb directly calls it an elopement. So we'll see what all comes of it. But holy shit, this chapter is good. But yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got. So I'm going to leave the video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe. Do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!